loves, welcome to Fifth Dimension. So for today's reading, I have 3 flowers here that you are going to choose to help you decide which pile to go to. For pile number 1, we have this beautiful orange one. For pile 2, we have this pretty pink one. And for pile 3, we have a purple one. So today's theme for the reading is going to be guidance messages to help ease your mind in regards to your current aspect of self-doubt. I know that's a long title, but I'm really just trying to offer some guidance to help you ease that self-doubt, okay? That was a lot shorter. I'll see you at your readings, love. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose this orange flower, then you're at the right place. So I'm going to go ahead and pull oracle cards from several decks to go ahead and get your reading started in regards to some messages to help ease your self-doubt. Pile number 1. I guess I'm taking them all. Alright then. We have 2 more decks to go. Pile number 1. Okay. Alright, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. We have the card of healing. Card number 4, great and full. Card number 14, beautiful and caging. Card number 30, shining through. A merry motive. Card number 20. Card 59, upper world. We have 55, taming the wind. And we have passion. Okay, so I feel like this all correlates with the energy of the orange. I was getting a strong message about confidence. You being in a stage of your life where you're really embracing confidence and therefore shutting down as much as you can the amount of self-doubt that you normally would project into your experiences. It feels like you've had a breakthrough in your journey when it comes to healing and being able to release, to be able to remove a lot of negative perception that you may have carried upon yourself, or that you may have carried that other people have had placed upon you. But I feel like honestly you got this down. I feel like you've taken the steps to really connect with yourself, connect with your guides, your whatever it is that you believe in, through meditation, through prayer. I feel like there's been a period of release and heaviness that's cleared the way for this new era, if you will. It feels very grounded. With the taming the wind representing any like chaos energy as far as like thoughts, I feel like you have a strong acknowledgement of what you choose to receive. It's almost like a dream catcher. That's what I'm getting, like a big dream catcher in which you observe the thoughts and emotions as they're coming through your processor. and only choosing to keep those that you feel benefit you from this point forward, which is why it feels like there's been a release. It feels like baggage laid on you, and there's this lightness that allows you to now shine through, like an opening within the darkness. This feels really good. I don't feel like I really need to offer you messages to tame your self-doubt. If anything, I'm just what's the word? Congratulating you. I'm here to congratulate you and give you props for all of the work that you've put into yourself to be able to get to where you are now. It feels like beginning stages though. I'm gonna move these cards right here. Because if you take a look at this middle row here with beautiful and caging, shining through, and a merry motive, it feels like new sparks, new aspects of yourself that not only are you recognizing, but you're having gratitude for and feeling safe enough to shine through, where normally you may have dimmed yourself, whether it be like intellectually, socially, however it be. When you were around others, it felt like there was sort of a shroud that wouldn't allow aspects of you to shine through, for people to be able to see deeper, the deeper beauty that you carry. It feels like that deeper beauty is now surrounding you. It's external. It is visible to others, not just to those close few that know you deeply. I feel like this is very apparent in your energy when people are connecting with you. And I feel like the purpose of all of this was to create a more passionate and fulfilling life. All of this work that you've been putting into yourself is for purpose, right? There's something that you're very passionate about pursuing, whether it just be a life of more ease and less tension within yourself. I'm going to get some tarot just to see if there's anything that I'm missing. But I just want to say I'm proud of you, pile number one, because your energy when it comes to self-doubt feels like you're really able to cherry pick almost what it is that you choose to believe about yourself. Which is beautiful, because you're no longer carrying anything that anybody else may have projected onto you. So can I get some messages for pile number one about their current journey with self-doubt? We have the Nine of Pentacles, which again embraces the energy of the self, the self-fulfillment, the self-initiation, self-motivated, all of those things is coming through. We have the Hermit, which again, I said you're coming from a place of taking a lot of time for yourself, having a lot of reflections. One more, please. No, I want to come out. There we go. Yep. And we have the Ten of Wands. The releasing of your burdens. So really, like, all you come here for is a little bit of like a little nod from your guides of clarification that you're on the right path. You're doing everything you need to do already. If you're currently in the process of getting to the Ten of Wands, of releasing those burdens through the Hermit energy, just know that this is what comes next, the shining through. But I feel for most of you, you've gotten through that stage and you're in the energy of the Nine of Pentacles. It's like really feeling yourself. And knowing your worth is really what it is. Knowing what you have to offer. And standing, doubling down in that. So yeah, let me go ahead and get you some guidance cards, and we'll go ahead and close this reading off, pile number 1. Beautiful, straightforward reading. I love when they come through very clearly like that. So do tell, pile number 1, if this is resonating with you. Do tell your experience in the steps that you personally felt you were guided to take in order to reach this level. One more deck. Pile number 1, guidance cards to leave you with. One more. Okay. So, your guidance that I'm leaving you with. We have pile number 39. Card number 39 with Moth Spirit, Surrender Now. Maybe I just answered my own question because I was telling you what was the trick to get to this energy. It may be surrender, deep surrender to the universe. We have card number 38, Lizard Spirit, Dream the World into Being. We have card number 12, Have Faith. Trust your faith in this situation. Yeah, that is surrendering. You have strong faith that you are now stepping into a different experience of how you live your life because you are the one setting the tone moving forward. And then we have card number 32, Relationship Patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. So yeah, like I said, it's giving what Hermit energy, you take some time to really reflect and made the steps towards the changes that you felt you needed to take in order to shift the energy. Specifically when it comes to doubt, the doubt that you had in yourself, okay? But yeah, that's what I got for you, pile number 1. I hope you resonated and appreciated the reading. Let me know in the comments. Until we vibe again. Hi, pile 2. If you chose this pink flower, then you're in the right place. Let's go ahead and pull you some cards. I have 4 different decks that I'm going to be shuffling through, so if you'd like, you can go ahead and skip through until I have them all pulled. Pile number 2, messages to ease their self-doubt. I feel like this deck has been, or I don't know if it was the same deck, has been throwing out a lot of cards. One more? One more. There it is. Okay. Pile number 2. I feel like you need one more from this deck. One more for pile number 2. Okay. And one last deck for pile number 2. Okay. Jesus. Sorry about the trash man. Hold on, let me pause. Alright. Pile number 2, you have card number 15. Wild. kind of love this card, but at the same time, I'm just like, never mind. It just represents a lot to me. Card number 21, exposed and revealed. We have card 13, feeling the world. Card 41, a higher view. Card 54, the sweat lodge. Down here. Card 58, the tree of life. We have the card of grief and the card of victim. Okay, I'm just going to give the energy and then I'll try to connect it to the theme of the reading, because right now it's just what's strongly coming through is being in the middle of the purge. Is that? Yes. Being in the middle of the purge is the vibe that I'm getting. So in the thick of it. It's like swirling all around you. For the purpose of release, right? For the purpose of release, but it does feel heavy. It feels vulnerable. It feels unstable at times. And at other times, I heard awkwardly sobering, whatever that means. It just feels like watching your life's movie. We'll just say that. Like, let's say if your life was a film or a file of films, it would be taking the heaviest moments that shaped you and merging them into one film, and it's like you're watching them. You're watching them on replay, which is why it feels so heavy, because the majority of this is still ingrained. Like, it's still deeply woven. As much as you've gone through stages and cycles of healing, it feels like a residue that stayed woven into your deep subconscious. So being in the thick of the purge, it's like this it's a revealing. All of these things are coming through, and if there's not, I feel like for it's shifty energy. It feels like for a portion of the energy, it feels that there's awareness, high awareness. So this means like you're going about your day, you're actively thinking, aware, and then remembering later, hey, earlier I was thinking and feeling about this, but it's sort of passing. It's like in the motion of the day, but having pieces of the film being played to you in your mind at times. But there's another aspect of the energy that feels like just sitting in it, fully sitting in the energy, and going through it. So it may just be like it's going to resonate one way for one person, one way for a different person. It doesn't feel that good. I'll just say that. It doesn't feel that good. Okay, so perhaps this is how it connects with the levels of self-doubt. The doubt in your ability to truly let it go. The doubt in your ability to truly overcome. Because it feels like while you've overcome tremendous, you've released a tremendous amount of it. But going down deep to the core, like the wound is still there. And Obviously, it could be like a multitude, but right now for me, it's just strongly feeling like a wound that continued to be, you know what I mean? That continued to be re-wounded. There's a part of you that's strongly like a sense of frustration. But you don't let go of hope. You don't let go of hope, and you don't, even if at times it feels too overwhelming that you need to just leave it alone and just not think about these things and like, let me just go Netflix and chill and not be aware of the wound. There's always a coming back to. With the sweat lodge here, it feels like there's always a coming back to. Like you're just like, okay, I'm just going to take a pause and then I'm going to come back and revisit. So let me tell you this. If the self-doubt is in, will I ever be able to just let it go? Will I ever be able to shift my belief in myself so much that I won't ever have to look back at the past in search of what's anchoring me, keeping me from where I want to be headed, where I strive to be? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like there's a reflection going on, and it's like, okay, so why can't I, like, yes, I've overcome, I've baby stepped it, but like, why can't I just like break free from something, from some sort of something that's you feel is holding you back? Something that hasn't shifted, something that you're waiting for in the 3D world that you feel should have reflected from work that you've done internally. And honestly, you have. It just, the awareness is one thing. The doubt is another thing. And so this energy of grief and victim is, I feel like, the energy that you keep finding yourself in. Each time you re-enter, let's say, the sweat lodge as it's here, right? Each time you decide, okay, I'm purposefully, versus just, oh, I'm driving at a red light, I'm at a red light, and my mind went to something that I'm acknowledging that's within. No, I'm talking about when you purposely go into this. Whether you do or you don't, or maybe you should. Purposely say, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to shut off electronics, set a mood, not be distracted, so that I can go in to the sweat lodge essentially and deal however it is that you feel guided to do that, with this energy. Because honestly, this is probably the energy that is continuing to keep it in the fibers, if you will, the sensation of the wound. Because, okay, that's an interesting, okay. So I just got like, you know how I like to explain things in like metaphors versus trying to describe it energetically? I like to give metaphors. So in this case, what it feels like is the wound is closed, which is why you keep on looking back to it and being like, I already dealt with that. How is it potentially still affecting my navigation, my journey? If I see the wound and it is closed, I have closed the wound. I have done the things, I have done the stitches. But it's giving me a vibe of a scar that I have from a very long time ago that probably needed stitches, but I did not get stitches in it. And it healed from the outside because I was putting the ointments, the whatever, the sprays and all the stuff, right? So it started to heal from the outside, but on the inside, it it didn't heal. So for a long time, like, mind you, it wasn't an open wound. If I were to touch it, it was painful because the wound underneath the outer scar was still raw. It wasn't allowed to heal in the time that it took because I bandaged it up too much. I created an external skin too fast without allowing the internal to heal. And that happened, that was for years. Okay. And that's what this is giving me, the energy. That there was a lot of work being put into it to get it to not be open wound. However, the underlying, it needed more time. It needed, is sort of what it's giving me. And so therefore, while you're looking at a closed wound, metaphorically again, it's still raw and sensitive and painful. And that is what allows for this energy to stay trapped there. And this energy arises. But not only does it arise, but it's in your frequency. It is being emitted when you're saying perhaps an affirmation towards being this and having that and whatever. I know I say a lot of vague things, but anyways, while you may be in putting out that energy, the underlying frequency that you're holding is this. You know what I mean? So, okay, what do we do from there? Now that I've overly explained what I feel in the energy, when it comes to your self-doubt, honestly, like, I'm not even going to try to connect it. I just feel like within the energy that's holding you back, there is a lot of self-doubt in a lot of aspects of your life. So, how do we get rid of that? Because you've done a lot of external work, but there's something internally. How do we progress? How do we get through? I mean, they. Pile number 2. Because I'm strongly resonating with this is why I said we. Pile number 2. I keep on looking to the card of the Sweat Lodge, and it's giving me that is the answer. The answer is through the Sweat Lodge. So, needing to play through, needing to acknowledge. Look, because if you kind of pay attention, it's almost giving also, remember when I said there was a movie playing? It's giving like walking into a movie theater. So there may be, it may be subconscious simply because it's not acknowledged. Perhaps you didn't acknowledge certain things that were contributing to the wound. And they're just like lingering there, like wanting to be acknowledged and recognized so that you can process it. And then, oh, I'll take that one. Well, I'll just take them. We'll take them. We're taking them. Okay, so we have the Magician. It's the first one out. That's beautiful because that's giving the energy of feeling the world, the tree of life. You are the creator, right? You're aware of this. You acknowledge this. You accept this. We have Death. Interesting. We have the Ace of Swords. Love that. Page of Wands, 8 of Wands, all connects with this wild energy. This energy that just vibrantly wants to be embraced. It's giving like finally, right? This energy is all giving like finally I can just be wild and free without any absence of confidence in where I go, even if I have no clue where I'm going, you know, just wanting to embrace the energy of I'm good no matter what. Wherever I go, I have myself to depend on, and I know that that's enough. Is where you're trying to be. So let me help you with easing your self-doubt. Condition, death, and the Ace of Swords. It's giving like, okay. Like you have recreated a life for yourself over and over and over and over, it feels. Like you've left behind so many versions of yourself, pile number 2. It's just giving when that's interesting. It's like rinse, repeat. Like you got this. You got the cycles down. You have the awareness of how to do this. You have the acceptance of understanding that sometimes when you've built up something and it's no longer working for your fulfillment, working towards your growth, that understanding that although you've put in all this energy, effort, that you must let it go. It's the willingness. Although you have the acknowledgement, although you've done this, it feels like most of this time it's been involuntary. Like you've left things behind because you really felt like there was no other choice. But the need to embrace doing it before you feel there's no other choice. The moment you recognize, again, like I said, it's no longer working with your fulfillment, your growth, your peace of mind, your happiness, the needing to move along end that chapter and create a new one is what I'm strongly getting from this, okay? Yeah, I'm not going to try to connect it. If it fits 2 different pieces, if it fits together for you, if it fits no aspect, then I apologize, but I'm just going to leave that like that. Let's go ahead and move on to just a little bit of guidance to close off the energy for you. I do want to say that there's so much potential. It feels like you have a library of experience, of wisdom. I don't want to make it seem like when I said over here, like the energy is like, okay, it's a little like there's wounded energy that may feel like grief and feeling like a victim of life circumstances. And the need to be able to, will you ever be able to let that go? Will you be able to ever not hold on to that energy when it comes to your life experiences? Like you have a plethora, like I said, a library of experiences behind you. So understanding that while there's a sense of frustration about the underlying subconscious wound, like you're well on your way. You're just well on your way, okay? Because I feel like there's a sense of the energy, like, why is it taking so long for me? Like, trust me when I say it's all for purpose, okay? All for purpose. So let's look at your guidance cards. We have card 36, Koi Fish, there's always enough. Card 43, Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. We have card 58, Stag Spirit, take the lead. We have True Love, this love is once in a lifetime. Take that if it resonates. Card number 27, Spiritual Connection, a relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Take that if it resonates. And card 38, Honesty is essential, speak with love and truth. okay? And I feel like this is strongly in representation to yourself. When it comes to this and this energy, as not good as it may feel, to acknowledge certain things that are going on within you that are private to you and yourself only. As much as it may not feel good, it's important to be honest with yourself, okay? Because that is how it's going to be removed. That residual, that fabric, it's finally going to tear it apart, okay? But that's what I got for you, pile number 2. Sorry that it ran long. I hope it resonated. Please let me know if it did, with whatever you're willing to share, of course. Until we vibe again. Hi, pile 3. If you chose this purple flower, then let's go ahead and get into your reading. So I am going to pull some cards from 4 different decks. If you want to go ahead and skip on to the portion of the reading, go ahead. So I want to get some messages of guidance to ease or clarify any areas of self-doubt that you may currently be having, pile number 3. Okay, you got a lot from this deck. Oh, pile number 3, there's an energy of like somberness, like a sad acceptance of something is what it's giving. But only take that if it resonates, of course. Pile number 3. Alright, let's take a look at your cards. You have card number 12, Victim Consciousness. Card number 14, The Curse. Card number 7, Pride. Ooh, there's like a level of stubbornness. There's a little bit of stubbornness here. And a little bit of pessimism. Card number 26, Great Big Love. Card number 6, It Is What It Is. Card number 28, Broken Open. 44, The Sacrifice. 27, The Hunter. 19, Fire. Card 29, The Journey. We have Trickery and Completion. Yeah, that's what I was giving. Okay. It feels like a little bit of scorned energy. I say this with love because I'm just giving a name to a feeling is all I'm doing, okay? Because you know what it's giving? It's giving having been deceived or felt like you were deceived in some aspect that ended in a way in which you felt like something was just there and then not there, almost like an illusion. But there's, again, like that energy of pessimism of, oh, whatever, like that's what always happens, you know, when I try doing so and so, you know what I mean, like that. Yeah, like I should have expected that to happen because this is what always ends up. That's the vibe that it's giving. That's the best way I can describe it. And a sense of like, no, there's no point in pursuing this or attempting at something. There's no point because this is what always happens. This is the cards that I've been dealt. Like, sort of giving that. And I don't mean to giggle about it because I do feel like there's some, you know, there's a deep, it was like a puncture, like it feels like a scorpion bite, you know what I mean? Like something that you weren't anticipating, that you experienced, and it just sort of left this shatteredness is the best way to describe it. For some of you, this is shatteredness when it comes to your confidence. For some of you, it shattered your hope for something. For others of you, it created a big amount of self-doubt in self and your ability to know what's right for your journey and guide yourself to where you feel you need to be. It's like the great pursuit for purpose is what it feels like this energy is giving. The bigger picture of life, right? What am I here for? What am I doing? What am I meant to pursue and experience and overcome and want? What should I even want for myself is kind of the energy that it feels like you were left in. So, knowing that, how can I help you through this? Feels like your heart is so big and you keep it shielded for a reason. Okay, that's where I'm getting it again. It was just like, I keep it shielded for a reason because this shit always ends up happening. I keep my hopes and dreams to myself because what is the point of even trying if I'm gonna get knocked down? It's sort of what it's giving. But you know what? That kind of energy is okay to embrace sometimes. To be able to feel angry, because that's what's underlying in all of this. There's anger, and typically anger is a shield for sadness. At least in my experience, when I'm coming off as very angry about something, I'm really just overwhelmingly sad about something in my life. Okay, I see where I'm getting it right here. Okay, cute. I like this. I like where this is going. Because I was like, how the hell am I going to help him out of this energy? Because it feels like validated too. Like I can't even be like, stop it already. Stop feeling that way. I can't even be like that because it feels like whatever it is that you experienced, you're validated in in feeling how you feel. And I can't even say like you're wrong about what you've experienced, because you're not wrong. What you have experienced is true and valid, and you have every right to feel sad or angry and or pessimistic about anything about what's next to come. But that's why I say, like, in some cases it's okay to feel this. You know why? Because sometimes anger is the way through. Sometimes anger, and I've said this to several of my friends, but sometimes the way to overcome heavy ass energy like this is through anger. Anger will be like my little life float that I just hop in, and I'm just like, I'm gonna take this little angry this little angry life float and get my ass to the shore again. Because without the anger, I'm just drowning in an ocean. And so I use the anger, the underlying anger, to fuel me, to say, screw this, screw all of this experiences. I don't need anybody for this. I don't need anybody for that. I have done so much to get myself through, and I will do it again. The Nine of Cups with self-fulfillment. Look at her. She's just like, yeah, look at me. I'm here all alone. But you know what? I have all the resources I need to be able to fulfill my damn self, is what it's giving, okay? So you're going to use this anger to push through, to pierce through. You're going to pummel through. Okay. Let's get a little aggressive here. Let's embrace the aggression. We're going to pummel through your self-doubt and your sense of loss of hope through fully pouring energy into self, even if it's in an angry way, like I said, to say, screw everybody else. I'm the only one that matters. We have the Knight of Wands. Yes, that's what I was, pierce our way through. We're going to pierce our way through this. Eight of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. Ugh. It's going to be a battle, my friend. It will be a battle. And in some cases, a battle simply against your own negative thoughts. And it may be something you have to pierce through several times. I kind of got the vibe of like, why should I? Why should I even? Like, what is the point? It's okay. It's okay to feel that way, is all I'm going to say, okay? Let me get some guidance cards and see if I can ease this, because I just feel like I tensed myself up trying to convince you that there is hope. Just got myself all tense. This is a lot of heavy energy, pile number 3. I'm not gonna lie. You are your own worst enemy when it comes to this specific battle. I will say that though, okay? Okay, sorry. The meditation that I was playing in the background went to an ad and I did not want to get distracted. Okay, so what can I offer to pile number 3? Okay. You're not alone in this, my friend. You got Eagle Spirit, card 23. Spirit has your back. So it's not just you riding into this to conquer. Spirit has your back on this. Again, even if it's you forcing through with anger. Embracing the fire in order to get through the fire. Get one more deck. Okay, you got a few. All right, so aside from Eagle Spirit, you also got Wombat Spirit, Be at Home, card 68. You have Hummingbird Spirit, Be Here Now, card 34. Pushing through, piercing through, even if it's just in the present moment, will do wonders for you, okay? Yeah. We have Be Authentic. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel. In some cases, I'm feeling that this is about the underline, okay? We have card 43, Love Endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation, and we're going to stick with self-love. Remember, because I said there was an ocean and you're the only one that can get yourself out of it. And it's through your self-love. Yeah, because that's what Wombat Spirit always gives me. When it says be at home, this is about you and yourself, your energy, protecting your space, being able to create a small, even if it's just your room or whatever, a small space for yourself that is safe to just go and be vulnerable. And then we have card 7. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. And again, I'm going to bring that in the internal, okay? Anything that you find solace in, whether it be a favorite spot on a trail, a favorite coffee that you have from a specific place, a pet that softens you up, connecting with that, embracing that, shifting your energy to you and the love that you have for yourself, okay? But yeah, that's what I got for you, pile number 3. I apologize if I was not able to ease the energy of self-doubt. That was a fortress. That was a fortress of energy you got going on there, and I send you nothing but all the best when it comes to your current aspect in your journey. And yeah, until we vibe again, loves. Hello, loves. So for today's reflection, so pile number 1 was giving a lot of props. It felt like completion. It felt like embracing the celebration after such hard work. And I feel like I resonated a little bit with pile 1 when it comes to certain moments. While I'm not in a place yet that I'm actually fully there, I feel like I bounce back and forth with feeling confident that I've overcome, that I've grown, that I am able to see it. And so in those moments, I feel very proud of myself. I feel very self-assured in my ability to guide myself through this journey and face any challenge that I may come upon. And so if you were one that resonated with pile 1, I do just want to again say how very proud of you I am for getting to that space, because it's not an easy one to reach. As for pile 2, I feel like I resonated quite a bit more with when it comes to being in a space of feeling like I've put in a lot of energy and effort towards myself in cycles, of course, because I feel like there's been, in more recent years, like long periods that I've gone just fully being in the cave, if you will, sort of self-isolated and self-focusing. And then life shifts, right? And I've had cycles and periods where I'm very external in the 3D and just living life, right? And dealing with challenges and experiencing beautiful things and sad things and just going about life. And then I get thrown back into cycles where, you know, it's more internal. I feel like I'm in a little bit of a mix right now, where I'm trying to find a balance of the both, of being able to just live my life, and then have moments where I come to reflect. And really that's all just like with trying to keep a routine with a certain practice, which I've been attempting to do more consistently. Still a little bit of a struggle, but I'm getting somewhere. I see some progress. But that there was an underlying energy in that reading of areas where there's still strong subconscious self-doubt that feels like it blocks or delays or almost brings certain aspects of my life to a complete standstill. And there was a part in that reading that I strongly resonated with, when the energy of the victim and the grief. And I do feel like a victim to my circumstances a lot of the time, and I very much dislike the uncomfortable feeling that that is, because to a certain degree I feel trapped. And not all days, right? But I do find myself in that energy. And to be more specific, I have been my mom's caregiver. She has dementia. It's been a long road. It's been probably over a decade, maybe a decade. I might be over exaggerating, but still, that's a long time. And it's been a very slow decline to where we are currently. Feels significant. And sometimes it can feel so overwhelming. But sometimes I can feel so grateful for it all, for having the ability to be the one to ensure that she has quality care versus a stranger, right? To be able to experience her, even if it's not easy, to be experiencing the loss of who used to be my mother, you know? All the personality, the, you know, the wholeness that is a person, that is your loved one. And that energy strongly resonated with me, where I feel a bit stuck in being able to get to certain places because it feels like I can't get there from here. And so all I can do is, you know, try to continue to put myself in a place of gratitude and to not embrace the fear, to go into each day with ease, that there's enough time for me to experience all the things, because I've already experienced a life that feels like multiple lifetimes. Drastic shifts 10 years ago, from 5 years ago, from just 1 year ago. And, you know, just embracing that every different experience has so much purpose in the bigger picture, in the bigger scheme of things, right? And that I need to just trust that there is enough time, that there is enough for me to have those opportunities and to not feel like I'm missing out on anything. When I'm able to shift my energy towards that, then it just makes it so much more fulfilling. And I can be in the present and just embrace whatever it is that the day has to offer, because in some cases, I never know what's going to be thrown at me. Just embracing that and having peace with what is the present, and trust that what's to come is still a lot and still so much beauty, despite the grief that I carry with me at times. But yeah, that's all. I'll cut it off there. I did ramble on a little bit too much. I will say that I did resonate, though, just really quick, with pile 3 to a certain degree. I get in those spaces. I try very, very much to not let myself stay there too long, though, in case you were a pile 3 listening. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week for a reading, and I hope that you enjoyed our time together. Until we vibe again, loves.